Hello and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be going out on my street triple and I'm going to be binning off the SatNav and following a route that is completely unplanned. I'm going to go where the wind takes me and just follow my nose and hopefully find some new interesting roads that I've not explored before. Now all too often I find myself following a SatNav. That might be Google Maps or Cali Moto or one of the other fantastic apps that are out there. And what I tend to find is I'm not building a mental picture in my mind of the local area and how all the roads interconnect. So today I'm going to head off on the bike, completely unscripted, go off and explore towards Malvern, which is northwest of here. In my second video, I'm going to use Cali Moto, which is my preferred app of choice for planning routes. It's a brilliant app. We'll talk about that in the second video. And what I'm going to do is compare the two styles of riding, and hopefully you'll come along and see the pros and cons of both ways of exploring your local area. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please hit a like down below. And if you like the content and you like my videos, please consider subscribing as well. Let's get into it and let's head off on the bike.
Now I'm pretty used to just setting in a route on either Google Maps or Cali Moto. And I've usually got my phone mounted on a quad lock down here. I've done a few rides out recently where I've tried this, and I end up exploring new routes and finding new roads that I might not have ridden just following the SatNav. I think you can get way too comfortable just riding the same roads over and over again and not really exploring new territory on the bike. So I think if I just go out with the idea of following my nose and ideally getting a little bit lost and then finding my way back a bit later on, I've got my phone in my pocket and I can quite easily plug in Google Maps if I do get a little bit lost. Riding without a SatNav, you just take in so many more different elements of what's going on around you, and you're not looking down at your SatNav all the time. And actually, I think following SatNav, you end up not really thinking about the route you're taking. So today I'm going to try and find some roads that I've never ridden before. If you remember back to my Honda Hornet review, Richard at Thunder Road advised I go and take a route out towards Malvern. I'm going to turn off right and follow that until I get bored. So last time I did this, I took this right here in the direction of, what was it, Newent, Tiverton, Higham. That's a road I've ridden before, but now I'm going to hang a right off this roundabout, or maybe it's the next one. I don't think there is a right on this one. There's a horrible bit of groove in that road there, or maybe it was a right off that roundabout. Who knows? But anyway, this is the whole point of it. Alright, I am going to turn around now because I've ridden this road one hell of a lot, and you probably see me riding this road a lot in previous videos as well, so I don't want to do that. I have gone too far and the road I wanted to go and explore was behind me, so I will catch back up with you in a minute once I found where I want to go. So I was meant to come this way and then hang a right, but now we're going back the other way, so we're taking a left at this next roundabout, and we're going to go and explore down towards Malvern. Some cracking roads around there, brilliant views, and it's just a nice area. Before, very recently, I always used to just follow Google Maps. So what I can actually highly recommend is a new app that I found recently and that I tried out a little bit in Spain on the tour that we did around Spain, and it's an app called Cali Moto. And what you do is you put in how far you want to go, or like your destination or whatever, and then you can set the twisty factor with the app, and it will basically either pick you super twisty technical roads within that route to go and find, and obviously that'll make your route a little bit longer, or you can set it to, you know, fastest route just like any other sat nav. But some of the twisty routes that we found on Cali Moto was absolutely superb. But I've ridden a few miles down this road before on a test ride, and it was a fantastic road, but I didn't have a huge amount of time. So it'd be nice to see where this road leads. So instantly I'm not regretting my decision to switch the sat-nav off. It's taking me up through Hartpury. A moment ago there was a beautiful river on our left hand side. I've seen heaps of bikes coming past, so it's definitely a, you know, decent biking road. But I'm sure I've been down here before following my mate Graham. But again, you know, when you're just following someone blindly, you're not really taking in what's going on. So I saw these guys come past a minute ago when I was trying to turn around. I believe they're on Triumphs. I might be wrong. They got classic number plates on, but all the lights and stuff look pretty modern. I'll have to have a little look when we go past in a minute. But there's something about cruiser bikes. I took out the Triumph Bonneville a little while ago. You know, on a sports bike like this, you know, it's always egging you on to go a little bit quicker or lean a bit further. But on a day like today, just out on a cruiser, there's absolutely no reason to, you know, go quick. They're almost more enjoyable just plodding along. So the weather has been pretty damn awful for a long time. As you will all know, in the UK it's not been the best biking weather, so, you know, I had to take advantage of the sunshine today. It's ridiculous. It's like easily mid late 20s. So welcome to course. Yeah, custom Triumphs. Bit of Bonnevilles or Bobbers or something. Have to dissect what they are when I get back and start editing the videos, because I couldn't really see. So yeah, I found some twisties, that's for sure. See the Malvern Hills over there. I think I'm going to stop at a cafe out by Malvern that I know of. It's funny because I was in a bit of a funk earlier and I was umming and ahhing about whether to go out on the bike, and I was just going to do my usual thing, hang around the house and just chill out. But luckily my wife was like, no, you've got to get out on your bike, you know, you're always talking about how you want 3 bikes, you got one and you're not using it. I'm so glad she persuaded me to come out. We've just come back from a trip over to Lake Garda, and the weather wasn't actually ideal, but on the best day weather-wise, we decided to rent a Vespa 300 GTS, which I think is probably the most powerful Vespa you can get. Obviously it's nothing compared to a, you know, big bike, but oh, it was great. We explored all the way around Lake Garda. It's about 60 kilometers up one way, and then about 60 the way back down. So I think it's overall, when you encompass the top of the lake and some of the areas where you have to detour a little bit, I think it was around about 150 kilometers. So yeah, absolutely fantastic day. I'm going to say for riding 2 up, on a bike. The Vespa is not the most comfortable machine. It did start raining quite heavily as we crossed on a ferry over to the other side of Lake Garda, but all round a really good day. And it just made me think I really want to get myself a bike that is, you know, more suited to riding 2-up. You know, the street triple isn't massively comfortable for a pillion. Obviously the Vespa isn't either. But so where are we? We're somewhere between kind of Ledbury and Malvern. If you've never been to Malvern before, it's absolutely stunning up there. You've got kind of rolling views of the whole of the Cotswolds, and it's famous for, you know, the Malvern Hills. So we're going to head up there. So we're just coming into a place called Welland. I love that, seeing little honesty boxes at the side of the road. So we're going to head straight on to the Malvern. So we're going to go to the Little Malvern first. What do you reckon? So I went to, I think it's called Sally's Cafe or something, or Bennett's, I couldn't tell. Google Maps said Sally's, but all the signs said Bennett's, so maybe it's changed its name. But yeah, it's a great little cafe. Had a bacon and sausage sandwich, was lovely. Got chatting to a chap called Alan, who's got Royal Enfield 350. That's what I love about bikes. You just, you know, we're all in the same tribe and we're all out to do the same thing really, which is just enjoy being free and out on the open road. And going back to the whole point of this video, and you know, riding without a SatNav, I think riding with a SatNav is great, you know, if you don't know where you're going and you've got somewhere to be, but it takes all the, you know, spontaneity out of the adventure, out of the ride. So yeah, I think, you know, would I have ended up at that cafe and chatting to a fellow biker if I'd have followed the SatNav? I probably wouldn't have done. I would have just done my usual route, my usual Fish Hill loop. But yeah, definitely 1 point for not using the SatNav. So now we're heading from Malvern down towards Ross-on-Wye. I do know this road. It's a very twisty, wriggly little A road, and I love it. Just crossed over into Wales. One of the nicest bits of dual carriageway I've seen for a while. Kind of to recap on today, I think plus sides of not having the SatNav, you know, there's loads of them, you know. We've already been through them on the video, but generally I felt much more relaxed and less pressured into following a pre-planned route. I've not got lost. I've known roughly what direction I'm going in most of the time. That's been a really good way to explore, so can highly recommend it. Oh mate, Diavol, very nice.